artificial intelligence. AI seems to be gaining traction with the likes of Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, having some competing AI solutions out there. That is more and more creeping into the technology and everyone's day-to-day lives. And we've been talking about AI for years and years and years, but it's still really quite a new technology. We've really only started to get the processing power in consumer technology to make use of it. And with the cloud giving access to that processing power that's required for AI, we will see that develop more in 2018, and 2019 and 2020, and that is going to see a big step around manufacturing and how people use the products that's produced. With the AI comes the possibility of more automation in terms of like androids. If you can have a self-contained unit that can make its own decisions and decide what needs to happen. You've already got driverless cars are fast becoming a reality. If you take that technology and move that to a robot that makes its way around your production floor, when it gets from A to B, can decide what it needs to do when it gets there, then that's going to be a real game changer. I think they need to be ready for them. If there's changes being made, don't put stairs in the middle of your production area, because if you're going to get something that needs to make its own way around there, putting obstacles like the stairs in the way is not going to help. I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to plan for, but just plan, just have a look out there and design it in your strategy, that going forward these technologies will start to influence what you're doing, and make sure that you're ready for them. The software package that we deal with, Dynamics Nav, they're embracing the AI element to a degree now, where you can upload pictures of people and it will tell you whether they're a man or a woman. It will guess their age. Also, you can upload an item and it will guess what sort of attributes those have got. So what sort of item is it? Is it a ball? What colour is it? Is it a chair, a table? As I say, this is really the infancy in the AI technology, and when that matures, that's going to be, upload a new picture, it sets up the item card for you. It will get to that level at some point. It might not be this year, it probably won't be this year, but give it a few years and we'll start to see that. And I think we're also seeing some interesting uses for things like the Microsoft Connect, where it can see facial recognition. So potentially you walk into a room, it can say, yeah, great, such and such has arrived. So that's very good for time logging, for time and attendance, for fire safety in buildings. But also it can recognise gestures. So if you've got someone on your production floor with greasy hands, they can effectively control the production order on the system through use of gestures, rather than having to clean their hands to operate the computer to update the job. Probably seeing that a little bit more in the sales process than necessarily in the manufacturing. So, a manufacturer, for example, if they're doing bespoke requirements. I spoke to a blind manufacturer recently who's experimenting with the use of augmented reality to show people what the blinds will look like in their conservatory, and then once they've chosen those, they can also use the technology to measure up and save a repeat visit to go back and measure up. Very much saving costs at that sales end of the thing, but that then feeds into the goods that they manufacture. Other than that, the technology itself, it's becoming much more low end, much cheaper. So I think you'll see a lot more consumer uses of it, and when that takes off, I think you'll start seeing it more and more. For people to see what goods will look like in their home, and what I'll look like sitting in my brand new car. I spoke to a manufacturer towards the tail end of last year who was very passionate about the fact that the Android is coming, and he thought it would be invaluable to his business. If you can get effectively a worker that will work pretty much 24/7, your utilisation of space goes up significantly. You can triple shift your manufacturing facilities. They don't go sick. In terms of the effect and change that will have on the manufacturing industry, it'll be immense. And when that does happen, manufacturing will come back to the UK, because the overriding cost will then be the cost of transport rather than the cost of the labour. Start saving, because they're not going to come cheap.